Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to my Tips and Tricks Thursday. My name is Lucia Visentin and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. As you hop on, introduce yourself. I would love to know where you're from. And if you do miss this, I do pop these on YouTube now, so I've been getting really good and making sure I am popping them all on. So so that you don't miss anything, you could actually subscribe to my channel. So I will see if I can pop a link on in the comments, and perhaps you can subscribe from there, which would be great, because like I said, then you won't miss anything. So today, and I did say last week, we will continue on with the Stampin Write Markers, just give you another technique that you can use. This one is using one of our clear blocks, a water spritzer, and the Stampin Write Markers. And what it's going to do is give you a background, something that you can actually stamp on, which is quite pretty. So we might just turn around, get started, and see what's happening. Okay. Here we go. So, like I said, the reason why we are using, or why I am demonstrating the Stampin Write Markers, is because it is one of the options that you can choose if you do join Stampin' Up during Celebration. So Celebration happens once a year. It is the January through February, so till the 28th of February. If you purchase $100 worth of products, you get to choose free products out of the catalogue, which is always fantastic. To be able to choose free product. They even have another level, so if you spend $200, there are a couple of things that you can buy, not buy, but you can receive if you spend the $200. But then we have our join offer. So our join offer this year is $169 to join. You get to choose your regular $235 worth of products, but you also get to choose 2 sets of Stamp Write Markers. Now, the sets of Stamp Write Markers come in families. If you don't know, our families come in brights, neutrals, regals, or subtles. So they are in the catalogue, or if you go online, you'll be able to see online what colours are in them as well. So they are $62.50 or $62.25 each. So that's over $120 worth of products there already for free, as well as the stamp set. So if you're joining, you're getting an additional $162 worth of product for free. The other option is you can choose an additional $51 worth of product as well. But the Stamp Write Markers are actually really good. If you are starting out and you don't have all the ink pads, the Stamp Write Markers you can actually use on your stamps to stamp with as well. So without actually having an ink pad, you can be using the Stamp Write Markers to still stamp. And I'm looking at this. I've actually used the colouring directly onto the rubber stamps. We did that last time. And the rubber stamps are actually better than the photopolymer stamps. I think I did the red rubber the first week. The second week I actually did the cling. You can see the difference. The cling wasn't as clean, but I was doing the stems on the toadstools, so it's exactly what I needed anyway. Good afternoon, Joan. How are you? So like I said, you can do it on the cling, knowing that if it's a photopolymer, sorry, you can do it on the cling, definitely, but on the photopolymer, the image isn't going to be nice and crisp and bright. The other thing that they do here is colour stamp blocks for a unique design. So this is what I am showing you today, is this technique here. So I have already done a few, so I will show you my cards that I have done later on. What I am using is our Fluid 100 watercolour paper as well. And I've actually cut it not quite in half. I think I've cut a little less than half. So I've cut it at 8.5 centimetres wide. So you can actually get 2 card fronts out of your Fluid 100 sheets here as well. Hello Patty, how are you? So we will start off with that. We will grab our block, and I'm using 3 colours and I am graduating the colour. So with these ones I'm using yellows and oranges. With my other 2 I've gone from pink to purple. And another card, I have gone from Pool Party to Pretty Peacock. Okay, so you can do different colour combinations, and you could do completely different colour combinations. I like the monochromatic look, so this works really well for me. So what I'm going to use, so the block I have here is a H block, and I'm going to get my brush tip of my marker, and I've worked it out that 3.5 centimetres is almost 1/3 of my block. So I'm just using my brush tip marker on its side and just colouring in 1/3 of that block. I'm going to go to the other end and use my darker colour. And like I said, still go to that 3.5 centimetres, still with the brush tip. And I'm just going to colour in that last third. And I'll show you, I'll bring it up a little bit closer in a minute too, because it does look like the colour's not adhering completely to the block. I don't know whether you can see that, but don't stress about that. That's not a problem. And I'll show you why in a moment. And then I'm going to use my last colour. So sorry, that first colour I used was Lemon Lolly. The darkest colour I used was Pumpkin Pie. Good afternoon, Jenny, how are you? And the last colour I'm using is Crushed Curry. So the Crushed Curry I'm just going to pop through the centre there. I am just going to redo, don't know whether I went all the way up to there, but we'll just do that a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to pop my Simply Chamois under it, and I am going to spritz it. And I am going to spritz it quite close. A little tip when you're spritzing as well is use your thumb, because your thumb is your more dominant, stronger digit. So a lot of people will spritz with their finger, whereas you'll find it a lot easier if you actually spritz with your thumb. So I've given that quite a good coverage. I'm going to bring in my paper, my Fluid 100, flip that over, and I'm going to just pop it down to one side and just press. And it's kind of just going to do its own thing and just blend and bleed in wherever. And then you get that kind of thing. Okay, so you can actually just let it run into each other a little bit, so you haven't got a defined line where your colours are joining. What you can also do is dry that with your heat gun if you want to stamp over it. So a heat gun is always a good option. Oops, let's change it off. And that will just stop it all from pooling as well. Hello Anita, how are you today? I hope those fires are under control near you. And every time you do this, you are going to get a completely different image. What I'm doing is I'm just heating it from behind, because if it does start curling up, if you go from behind, it will just curl the other way a little bit, okay? So once you've done that, then you've actually got something to work on to make your card. So I'd kind of chosen to go the darker colour and use the pumpkin pie as the base. Now these are only going to be quick, so I don't want to bore you too much with the actual card, but I will show you what I've used with the other cards that I'm going to bring out for you. I have used Spotlight on Nature, and I did use the leaves and the butterfly. Oh, that's not good, Anita. Hopefully the weather improves for you. The other thing I have used is the Friends for Life dies. So I have used the Friend, both the dies for the Friend in that one as well. Okay. And I have used the Sentiment Thank You out of that one as well. So they're the products I've used. Like I said, that will be the next one I'll make up, so I will make that up later. But these are the blues that I made up. So like I said, that one there, I did have Pool Party, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. And this one I actually went down a couple of times because I hadn't spritzed it enough. This bit here didn't actually go all watercolory. So you can actually lift your block up, re-spritz it, and pop it back down again. I've even done a little bit and then stamped the flower on it and then just cut the flower out. The butterfly out as well. I've done the background of the Friend in the watercolor paper as well, but I have just blended that with a blending brush and then just some gems to finish it off. But then the black does look quite striking on that as well. I think the black on the orange will actually look gorgeous. So that was one of them. And then this one was the one that I did in the other colorways. So this one is Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and Gorgeous Grape. And exactly the same card again. This one here, I had some little drippy bits when I went to do the butterfly, which I quite liked. So I've actually put that on the bottom of the thank you, just because I didn't want to waste it. But like I said, that graduating of the colour does look fantastic, and you do get that really mottled edge to it as well. So it's a nice little technique. It is easy to use. You just need the spritzer, and the black is always just gorgeous on it. So I will do this one later in the orange, and like I said, that will be more striking, I think, because that's a little bit lighter, and replicate those cards in it as well. So thank you very much for joining me. Like I said, these will go up on YouTube, so if you are there and you like what you see, hit like or subscribe. Anything would be lovely, thank you. If you're putting any orders in, I do have a host code for today and tomorrow, the rest of the month. We're almost at the end of the month. How scary is that? The other thing for next month is my class. So I've got a class online on the 14th of February. That is almost sold out. So if you would like to get in on our wonderful class, do let me know now and I can pop you down so that there'll be some places left. And also my retreat on the 8th of March is half full. So if you're interested in that, let me know as well. If you want more details even, just get in touch and I'll give you some more details. So like I said, quick tip today. I hope you have enjoyed that. If there's anything else that you would like to see with the markers, let me know and I can show it next week. Otherwise, I've got a few things up my sleeve still too to show. So have a lovely weekend, everyone, and I will see you all again on Monday. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.